welcome. It's Brian, and this is Guitar Solo Reactions. Today we're back with Deep Purple, and we're doing one from the mid-90s, I believe, and that is Child in Time, one of my favorite Deep Purple songs. I'm going to do a couple versions of this. This is the one I believe might be the last tour with Richie, where he quit halfway through, and then Joe Satriani had to step in. I'm not exactly sure, but we're going to read and maybe find out where we're watching this. And yeah, I'm going to do a couple different versions, like I said, and this song specifically always resonated with me. And I'm going to also reference Live in Japan. That was kind of my main Deep Purple record, to be honest. I had the studio records up into Stormbringer, but it's Made in Japan that really brought it forward to me. And there's also Made in Europe, which I believe has David Coverdale as a singer. But anyway, we're here to talk about and watch Child in Time. Here we go. Yeah.
Sweet child in time, you'll see the line. The line is drawn between good and bad. See the blind man shooting at the world, the bullets flying, how they're taking toll. If you've been bad, Lord, I bet you have. And you've not been healed by flying lead, you'd better close your eyes, you'd better buy it. Wait for the ricochet, yeah.
Yeah. So basically, we're about 3 minutes into the song as it's building, and Richie's just now stepping onto the stage. So I don't. This is not the concert where he's throwing a fit. That's really iconic. But I have to say, on a cooler note, more positive note, uh, Ian Pace is just such an underrated, amazing rock drummer. The whole band is mind blowing, but I'm always blown away by him. Yeah. Yeah. So it's so cool how this builds, and they're about to go into the unison part between the guitar and the keyboard. But I wanted to quickly mention cool scallop fretboard that he did. I don't know exactly when he started doing that. It's probably late 70s. Obviously, a 70s era Strat, and it might even be a signature model, although I can't remember one coming out. But he looks like he has like an EMG, or maybe it's a Fender noiseless in the neck. And he always had those big, I think they were like called quarter pounders. I think that was the DiMaggio version of the Strat pickup. Really overwound, probably hotter. And then he has like a Roland, guitar synth pickup in there somewhere. For I'm not exactly sure what he's using that for, but some cool guitar stuff. I'm assuming he's using a Marshall stack with maybe an Echoplex. I'm not really familiar with his gear except this guitar. So anyway, we're about to get into the really cool culmination of this incredible piece. That's so incredible. That was a little sloppy on Richie's part. Usually that's super tight, but it was really fast.
Sweet child in time, you'll see the light. line that's drawn between the good of us and the bad of us. See the blind man, he's shooting at the world, killing everyone. If you've been bad, Lord, I bet you have, and you've not been healed by flying lead. Better close your eyes, you better bow your head. Wait for the ricochet. And so the seasons change, and all things.
So there we go. I guess that's the end of the piece. I'm going to say that it's not my favorite version that I've heard so far. Now, we're going to do another one, and maybe another one. I don't know. It's one of those iconic Deep Purple pieces, I think, for most of us that love Deep Purple. And I'm kind of interested to see vocally how, like, they're, I saw a lot more recent ones with Steve Morse playing guitar. I almost said Steve Vai. And his voice is really, really strong. And some of that, specifically this song, man, it's just like he really hits that higher range a lot. He kind of did not do that on this version. You can tell after a long tour. I don't know where they're at on this tour, but man, that must be tough on your voice for sure. But here he is. They're still touring today with another guitar player that replaced Steve Morse. I saw some rig rundowns of him. He seems like a nice guy. I probably wouldn't, go out of my way to see the band at this point. But I'm glad they're out there, and they're still some of my favorite musicians. I was talking about Live in Japan, and it's one of those albums, and this is what makes Deep Purple really special, I think, to me, and a lot of my favorite bands from the 70s that are kind of in this realm. And it's like there was a lot of improvisation, or they really stretched stuff out, because if you look at Live in Japan, Highway Stars like a single almost at 6 minutes and 52 seconds. Child in Time's 13. Smoke on the Water is, 7 minutes. The Mule, which is, I think, a song, but a drum solo too, I think, if I remember correctly. Strange Kind of Woman's at 10 minutes. Lazy is 10 something. And then Space Truckin's 19, almost 20 minutes long. Now, when I say I reference this record, that's a record I haven't listened to in a while, to be honest, but I'm going to. And I just checked out Live in Europe, which is the next record, which, of course, includes David Coverdale, or features David Coverdale on vocals, and then Glenn Hughes on bass, who's a monster singer as well. That set list is even a little bit longer, some of them. So they do Burn. What a great song that is. Mistreated, another great one. Lady Double Dealer. I always like that one. I just love that Stormbringer album, to be honest. It's probably one of my favorite Deep Purple records almost, although it doesn't feature my favorite, elements of the band. And then some song called You Fool Me No More. And then they end with Stormbringer. So they're a little more truncated. They're more like in that under 12 minute range. But anyway, what an incredible band, I guess is what I'm saying. And I think that whole approach to being able to stretch out, or like this, they let that song breathe. And John Lord was so great at creating those kind of emotive moments with the keyboards, like letting it lay down. And then they build it up. They're so great at that. So anyway, I love Deep Purple. I hope you do too. And please like, subscribe, and comment. Name your favorite Deep Purple song. Maybe even a video link if you want. If not, that's okay too. I appreciate you being here. I'll see you soon.